Boys and girls, the last thing that we read with the war with Grandpa was that Grandpa was telling Peter that he, I'm going to say, I know everyone's thinking it, but I'm going to say it, that Peter was and is a spoiled brat, pretty much. Grandpa is calling him a spoiled brat. We looked at the timeline of Grandpa's life last Friday, and we saw that Grandpa has been through a lot. Grandpa was born in 1912, right, Esmeralda? Grandpa was born in 1912, so he's been through the First World War. He's been through the Great Depression. He's been through World War II. He's been through the Vietnam War. He's been through the Korean War. He's been through so many wars. It's no wonder Grandpa doesn't like wars. But then we look at Peter's life. We looked at that timeline, and Peter has never really been through anything hard. Thank goodness. But at the same time, we get to understand a little bit of why Peter is the way he is. He's a little spoiled. He wants something, his parents probably get it for him right away. He wants an Xbox, boom, he's got an Xbox the next day. He wants to go to his friend's house. Rule number 2, he goes to his friend's house, or he wants to go to his friend's house. His mom and dad probably let him. He wants a TV in his room. His parents probably get it for him. He wants new baseball cards. His parents probably get it for him. Grandpa is saying, Peter, you're spoiled. You are one spoiled little dude. And maybe it's okay for you not to have your room this time, because this time you'll understand what it means to want something and not get it. So Grandpa is probably trying to teach him a lesson here. Okay. So today we're going to continue reading. We're going to continue reading on page 64. So go ahead and turn to page 64 right here, page 64. And we are going to actually, you guys can't see this right now, but I'll put it up. We're going to write in our go meet me at the table of contents. Meet me at the table of contents. And remember, if this is too small for you, please go ahead and link or pin my video. So my video is on the big screen. Yes, so it's big on your whole screen. Make sure you pin my video. We're going to go to my table of contents, and I'm going to write. You can follow along with me if you listen. So the ones for our friends that are here, under the date, you're going to write today's date. Today's date is the 19th. 1.19.21. Okay. Under the day, you're going to write day 16. Day 16. And again, we're going to write infer character beliefs. Okay. We're going to write infer character beliefs. Okay. And we're going to continue on. If you look at our notebook, the last time that we did character beliefs was on page 13. We're going to continue to do that on page 13. So if you're here, go to page 13. This is what we did from last Thursday, because on Friday we compared the characters, and on Thursday was when we started this list of character beliefs. So please make sure you go to page 13. Here we go. let's turn to our page in our book. So boys and girls, today I'm going to teach you that good readers, you use the clues in the story to help you understand what each character believes. I will not understand if I want to know my wife. Let's say when I first started dating my beautiful wife, we started to get to know each other. In order for me to really understand her, I had to get to know her, and I had to get to know what she believes in, right? And now that I do, man, that's my wife. I know what she believes in. Sometimes I know why she does things and why she doesn't do things, because of maybe some things some things that she believes in. Okay, and that helps me to understand her and to love her more, and to make sure that she gets what she gets from me, what she deserves, which is my everything, right? Same thing when we're talking about learning from a character or learning about a character here in the story. I'm going to teach you today, like we started on Thursday, that we need to get to know the characters in a story in order to understand them better. Okay? In order to understand them better. It's super, super important to understand a character, especially the main character, when we're talking about the genre of realistic fiction. Realistic fiction, the most important part of the story is the main character. And in this story, the main character is, say it, Peter. The main character is Peter. And so when we're talking about realistic fiction, the main character is the most important part of the story, not the setting, not the problems, not all of the characters, but one character, and that one character is Peter. Okay, so turn to page 64. 64, chapter 20. 64, chapter 20. Okay. Here we go. The last thing that we read was about how Peter was outside. He was playing catch. His grandpa wanted to talk to him about the note and about the alarm that he set. He wanted to call a truce and say, you know what? Let's call a truce. Let's call off this war. But Peter did not like what grandpa was doing. He was just telling Peter pretty much to stop. And Peter was like, well, since we're calling a truce, does that mean I get my room back? And grandpa's like, no. Well, then I don't call a truce. And then Peter walks off and he says, the war is still on. So that's what we read last. So now let's read page 64, chapter 20. A slippery customer. What I did was steal grandpa's slippers. After dinner, on my way upstairs, I just stopped by my old room and took grandpa's slippers from the bottom of the closet. I left a little note too. This one was written in magic marker on a sheet of note paper. It said, I will not be defeated, but you will, the secret warrior. Do you get it? Look at how it defeated. Defeated is not spelled this way. Defeated is not spelled this way. Defeated is spelled Defeated. But he thought he was clever and he put feet. Feet. Defeated. Defeated. Feet. Feet spells feet. And so since he's taking away his slippers, he's saying that he is defeating his grandpa. So he's trying to be tricky. Okay. I had thought of doing some other tricky things to grandpa, like putting a frog in his bed or a gerbil. But then I thought maybe the surprise would really get him scared and maybe even give him a heart attack. That can happen to people, especially old people. They get a nasty shock and bingo, heart attack. Heart attack city. I was at war with Grandpa, but I didn't want to kill him. I went to bed thinking about all of that. But before I fell asleep, I heard footsteps coming up the stairs. Real slow and limpy footsteps. What do you guys think that is? Grandpa. Grandpa came in and snapped the overhead light on. Okay, he said gruffly. Where are my slippers? What slippers? I said. The ones you stole, Petey boy. Are you following along with me? Reading this book with me? Before I could answer, he went over to my closet and opened it. There were his slippers in plain sight. Right where yours truly was dumb enough to leave them. My. What do we have here? Grandpa said. Looks like somebody's slippers. He picked them up and looked at me, shaking his head a little like he was disappointed. Are we all finished with the sneaky tricks now? He asked. I didn't answer. You think you're one slippery customer, don't you? He said, lots of tricks. Oh, no. What would you call stealing my slippers? Oh, because he said, not tricks. What would you call stealing my slippers? Guerrilla warfare. Grandpa looked at me, then began to laugh. That really annoyed me. Here I was, in the middle of a war, and my enemy was laughing at me? I don't think it's so funny, I said. Funnier than you think, Grandpa said. Guerrilla warfare? Ha! Monkey shine should be more like it. You've got your slippers, I said. You can go now. Petey, we've got to get this settled between us. Tomorrow, maybe. You can go to sleep now, okay? But tomorrow we talk. He leaned down over my bed and gave me a dry kiss on my forehead. Good night, he said. Good night, I said back to him. I wanted to say more, like I was sorry, but I didn't. A war is a war, I thought, and it does not end until one party surrenders. A war is a war, and it does not end until one party surrenders. So boys and girls, go ahead and put your bookmarks in. When the book said does not end until one party surrenders, I was thinking that Peter believes that disagreements are resolved by fighting, where two people are fighting and it does not end until one of them has given up. This helps me understand that Peter believes continuing to fight a war with his dear old limpy-legged grandpa is the right thing to do. So I want us to go to our page here, page 13. I want us to write this down. Here we go. We're going to write down. I want you to skip just one line, okay? Skip one line. I want you to put a bullet in. Skip one line, put a bullet in. Disagreements. Peter believes that disagreements are resolved by fighting. Resolved means that they are finished. Disagreements end. Disagreements are resolved by fighting. Disagreements are resolved by fighting. Is that a little blurry for you? Let me make it better. It's way better. Until one party gives up. But Peter, I like the word that Peter used. He said surrenders. Let's use that word. Disagreements are resolved by fighting until one party surrenders. Until one party surrenders. Okay? Disagreements are resolved by fighting until one party surrenders. So what I'm going to do real quick, boys and girls, I know that you can't see this, but I'm going to show you here real quick. Go ahead and take a quick screenshot of this so you can take a screenshot of this so you can write this down. When you have a chance after this meeting, you can write this down in your journal. Or if you're watching this video and you are you can just click on pause and pause it right here so you can write this down. So all we're doing is we're skipping a line. We're skipping a line and then we're writing in the bullet here, okay? And of course, this is on Peter's side. Oh, sorry, on Peter's side right here. So go ahead and take a screenshot of this. Sorry, I meant this one earlier. Disagreements are resolved by fighting until one party surrenders. Take a screenshot of this or rewatch the video and pause it right now. Okay, let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. We are on page 67. Let's finish up this chapter and then we'll be going into chapter 21. Here we go. Guerrilla warfare, he said on the way out of my room. When he closed the door, he was chuckling to himself. It was then that I began to think that I would probably lose the war. Grandpa was so nice. He would just ignore everything I did. And in the end, he would stay in my room and I'd be stuck up here forever. Some war, that is, I thought. My enemy just kissed me goodnight. Chapter 21. Strategy and supplies. That's very revealing, you know, Steve was saying as we walked to the store. He actually kissed you? Yes, I said. It's psychological warfare, Steve said, and very clever of him. He's messing with your mind, Billy said. We were on our way to Dealtown and the store where we always bought school supplies. Steve needed more pens, index cards, and a notebook. I never knew a kid who used up so many school supplies as Steve did. Or who loved school as much as he did. It was a little unnatural, if you ask me. I mean, school is okay. And besides, you have to go. But I always think that a few more holidays during the year wouldn't hurt anything. Steve thinks that a day without school is a rotten day. He's always reading books and taking notes on index cards. Whenever he sees a new word, he looks it up in the dictionary, writes it on an index card, and memorizes it. Grandpa is trying to out-nice you. But he is nice, I said. There you are, Steve said. He's got you believing it already. Wait a minute, I said. Something's wrong here. Yeah, you are, Billy said. It's very simple, said Steve. As we entered the store, you start a war. Grandpa doesn't want to fight, so he just tries to be so darn nice to you that you'll forget the whole thing and call off the war. Isn't that it? No, I said. He's just a good, sweet man who loves me a lot. So he forgave my stealing his slippers and let me know by kissing me. Okay, boys and girls, go ahead and put your bookmarks in. We have run out of time. Those of you that are on here online and on Zoom, we love you. We'll see you soon. We will see you soon. Everybody, have a great day. Don't forget, look at your planner because I changed your planner. It's a brand new planner. Look at it. All your links are there. All your schedule is there. Look at your planner. It's new. Look at it. Have a great day. We're all waving. We're all saying goodbye. Bye-bye. Lila, see you on Thursday. Bye. See you later.